Welcome to the Thames Valley Built Environment Hub, a growing network where built environment professionals throughout the region can collaborate and stay on top of the latest research and thinking relating to design, construction, management and operation of everything built environment: homes, buildings, places and spaces. Come and join us over on LinkedIn. Today I'm in conversation with Jack Strickland, a building surveyor at Faithful+Gould, a project and programme management consultancy that operates across a wide range of sectors, including energy, property and transportation. Jack specialises in construction in the public sector and is also chair of the G4C Oxford Committee, the young professional voice of the UK built environment industry. Thank you for joining me today, Jack. Today we're going to chat about how the University of Reading's students in the School of Construction Management and Engineering are engaging with Faithful+Gould through summer placements and primarily then graduate recruitment. I think in the context of thinking about skills for jobs, the kind of national agenda around lifelong learning, and the emphasis that we're now seeing on development of green skills and embedding sustainability into all of our roles, and of course the skills shortage that we're very acutely aware of as well, and kind of regional initiatives to start to focus on skills development and the part that companies and universities play in that bigger picture. So first of all, tell me a little bit about Faithful+Gould. What about your kind of products and services, and what have you got to offer?
Yeah, so Faithful+Gould is a multidisciplinary consultancy operating in the built environment and construction industries. We have got several main service streams, including project and programme management, building surveying, cost consultancy, and health and safety services. Faithful+Gould are owned by S&C Lavalin, who also own Atkins, which is quite a highly respected engineering firm. So a lot of the work that we do supports that business in industries such as the built environment, infrastructure, transportation, energy and nuclear, and
yeah, it's a huge breadth of things that Faithful+Gould are doing. So I mean, you mentioned the parent company there as well, and Atkins. So it's on a fairly grand scale across the kind of all the companies that you're associated with. For you in particular, where are you working, and what's the most kind of local office for the Thames Valley region, and what's that like?
Yeah, so the office that mostly supports Thames Valley regional clients is the Oxford office, which is where I'm based. It's one of the smaller offices with about 15 employees.
So 15 is a kind of very different number to the scale that we've been talking across the whole company. What's it like working in a small team like that? What kind of projects are you getting your teeth into within that Oxford office?
So a lot of the work that we do is public sector led, but we do work for private sector clients as well. So a lot of the work that I do is in the Thames Valley in education. So a combination of survey work and project work for schools and higher education. Yeah, we also do quite a lot for kind of housing in the kind of social public sector areas, and yeah, work for commercial clients as well.
Yeah. And of course, we're here today to talk about the students that come and work alongside you to do these things. So you have students that come on placement in the summer, and also graduate recruitment, so students that are coming from universities and straight into the workplace with you. With the University of Reading, how did our relationship begin, and what's your involvement with our students?
Yeah, so the relationship predates me and my time at Faithful+Gould. I know that we have got a historic relationship offering professional services to the university as well as assisting with early careers engagement. I've personally been to the university on 2 occasions to deliver early careers talks, and that gives us the opportunity to kind of access a pool of students who are studying at quite a respected university within the built environment field. And at the same time gives us the opportunity to showcase kind of our early careers opportunities, and gain access to students who we might be looking to potentially recruit to support the business.
And when students come to join that company and they spend some time with you, what could they expect to be doing? What does the day-to-day look like? And kind of where do the students begin? I can imagine day one, throwing them in at the deep end potentially, and what do they look like when they come out of that process with you?
Yeah, so initially in the early days, in the first day or week or couple of weeks, there'll be orientation and induction training, and just really settling in and getting used to the change from going from an academic environment to a professional kind of office environment. But as their time progresses with the company, if we take a placement year student as an example on their year in industry, we want to see them taking on more responsibility and working in a more autonomous manner until the end of their placement, where they should be really actively contributing to the projects that they're working on and able to do work with minimal supervision.
Yeah. So really building some confidence for the future of their career in the sector.
Yeah.
And what kind of scale are we talking about? How many students would come and work with Faithful+Gould in this capacity just annually?
Yeah, so we might see kind of one or two students a year in Oxford, depending on the requirements, whereas I think across the business in the UK we're probably talking more about 50 or 60 students coming on board a year.
So there's a huge opportunity there really to get involved and come and see what Faithful+Gould are doing and get some hands-on experience. So in terms of the benefits, obviously they're obvious benefits for the students. So if we could talk a little bit about what you perceive the benefits to be for students who get involved in these kind of schemes. But then on the flip side, I think there must be benefits for the company too. So it'd be really interesting to hear more about those and what the benefits are for companies who get involved with working with university students.
Yeah, so I think for the students, it depends if we're talking about placement years or internships. Really, the biggest thing that we give the students is seeing how their learned knowledge that they've gained in an academic setting transfers into a professional role, how the area that they work in and study interfaces with other parts of the industry, and really just giving them the experience that they need to be able to come out of university with a really well-rounded understanding of how the industry operates. For graduate students, the opportunities for them is about setting them up on a really structured beginning to the start of their career, giving them the support they need to get through their charterships if it's relevant or applicable, and really start to grow their understanding and network to get them to a point where they've made quite solid foundations at the start of their careers. For us as a business, it gives us access to the kind of graduate resource to top up our pool of resource with people kind of leaving the industry at the other end and retiring. And I think there is a growing skill shortage in the industry, so we need to be looking at multiple different streams of recruitment to get the resource into our company to be able to continue growing and delivering projects for our clients.
And over the years, how have you seen the skills needed change? So we've talked very briefly there about the people who are coming to the end of their careers in the industry and starting to retire, and that we need to recruit to keep that flow of people through the organisation. But how do skills change? Those people that are retiring, I'd imagine the skill sets they'd needed at the outset would be very different to what people entering the sector today might have needed. So what kind of changes have you seen there and what do you anticipate in the future?
Yeah, so a big shift in the way of working in the industry is kind of collaboration and being able to be collaborative as an individual. I think the industry previously there's been perceptions that there's potentially quite a lot of conflict management involved, whereas actually the industry is definitely moving more towards a collaborative approach. We obviously have seen digital skills becoming an increasingly important part of the industry as technological advances are introduced into the industry. And one of the challenges that we have there is young people quite often do already have the skills that they need to succeed in that area and be able to contribute to things such as 3D modelling and BIM, digital twins, virtual reality, augmented reality, that it's just more about how do you actually encourage those people into the industry and change the image and kind of advertise that we are actually quite a technologically advanced and digital industry, and we really need those skills to keep on fueling future growth. Sustainability as well has become quite an important part of a lot of the work that we do. It's always somewhere within a project, or can be the entire crux and point of the project. So people who are plugged in, who are sustainably minded, but have a good understanding of the kind of technologies available in that area is also increasingly important as well.
Yeah. So attracting talent, not necessarily just those that have set their kind of built environment paths from the outset and the degrees that they're undertaking, but a diverse range of individuals from all kinds of different fields of study, and perhaps have been working in other disciplines and looking to make the switch.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that we're working to do at the Thames Valley Built Environment Hub is bring together people with diverse skills, with diverse knowledge and expertise across the sector, to come together to do something really quite interesting. So we know that when we bring those kinds of people together to collaborate, to co-develop, to co-create, it's got that broad perspective that people bring when they've got very different backgrounds, and then the types of challenges that you can tackle are the power in bringing together diverse groups to kind of look at real world challenges and real world problems is immense and can make a real difference. In terms of kind of skills development for this region, so you mentioned digital and you mentioned sustainability, and obviously they are at the fore now in terms of both national kind of skills and the needs there, but also there's a real regional focus, particularly in the Thames Valley region, on that kind of digital skill set. How do we get ahead there? So what do young people need to be thinking about now when they're thinking about careers in built environment around those things in particular? So do people need to come to you with a working knowledge of these things, or are companies able to manage that kind of skills training in-house, and what do you think the approach should be? Should they be coming to you with those skills, or would you expect them to have them already?
I think there's got to be multiple different approaches really to plug the gap and the growing gap in kind of resource and skills required in the industry. There's a lot the industry can do actually about changing the perception of the industry, and making sure that they are targeting skills rather than kind of fields of work necessarily. People from different backgrounds can play a really important role in our industry and actively contribute and give a different perspective on things. So I don't necessarily think we can expect people to come pre-prepared. We definitely can do a lot of upskilling, but at the same time we as an industry really need to be targeting people who already have some skills that are potentially transferable into the construction industry.
Right. Yeah, no, it's interesting to see the changes, I think, and just in a regional context, what is it that you think the Thames Valley region in particular has to offer students that are interested in joining the built environment sector? What's special about how we work here and the opportunities available?
Yeah, the Thames Valley, there's a lot of industry in the Thames Valley along the M4 corridor, and a lot of quite successful towns and cities that have got really good industries. Working maybe in more of a regional setting, it's a bit less competitive than working in London, so there's potentially more opportunity to become more independent faster, to become client facing quicker or more involved in decision making than in perhaps a larger pool of potential candidates.
So you get some real hands-on experience quite soon after joining a company when you work at a regional level, as opposed to some of the big city jobs. Thank you so much for joining me today, Jack. For anybody that wants to get involved and is interested in working with Faithful+Gould, how should they get in touch?
I think the best place to start would be our careers page on our website, which is really well set up and gives quite a lot of guidance and support, and there will be some key contacts there for people to get in touch with. But really, you can reach out to anyone working for the business and they should be able to point you in the right direction or assist you. So if it's easier, rather than fishing around for a recruitment contact, if you just get in touch with people that you come across, whether they're the people speaking at your university or people you come across in an event, they'll be more than happy to help you.
And help you find your way.
Yeah.
So we'll provide those direct links so that you can reach those career pages and learn more about what the company do. For more vlogs in the In Conversation With series, you can follow the Thames Valley Built Environment Hub on LinkedIn. Thank you for watching.